Hello everyone, how are you doing this fabulous Sunday? Little bit of a carers update and me update. Hang on a minute. Look who's come here. It's not been a good day, particularly, has it not, Mo? No, I've been a lot of pain, fibromyalgia's kicking in, and my nail varnish keeps falling off. So fibromyalgia keeps knocking me for six. I'll have one or two good days, and then I'll be honest with you, 3 or 4 bad days. It's not good. It's not good at all. But hey, that's enough whingy. What have I got going on? Well, tomorrow, after 53 years, I finally have an ADHD test. Sorry, not test. Let's go back with that. I'm having an ADHD assessment. Now, about 4 years ago, I did an ADHD test. What's up, Mo? Come here then. Kisses. But I'm getting no kisses. He's not giving me kisses today. I did an ADHD test online, and it came back in the positive, saying that yes, I had. Now let me explain why it's sort of that this is one of those things that's quite important to me. When I went to school, I was in infant school. I was in the I think the word is the remedial. I had remedial reading classes, which basically put me in what's now called special ed, I think. But I had an absolutely wonderful remedial teacher called, oh God, can't even remember her name, Mrs. Ray, something like that. And she used to do beautiful calligraphy. Taught us how to do calligraphy and things like that. But yeah, basically I hate the word basically, but it's where it goes in this particular sentence. I was dyslexic, and this was back in the 70s, before dyslexia was fashionable with other people. Before it was more commonplace. I'm a person of a certain age, so as far as I'm concerned, there are certain things that happen or don't happen, and it goes from fashion and trends and stuff. So yeah, I was never actually formally told I was dyslexic, but I had all the traits. Even when it came down to my writing, to my reading, I could read fine, but when it came to putting things down on paper, I was unable to do it, because the way I see words is different to the way words should be seen, if that makes any sense. And there's all sorts of other little bits I went through. Have you seen the state of these arms? This is the dog here. I went through college. I did catering at college. I did degree in international hotel and catering management. This is all with dyslexia. I did my City and Guilds. I did a BTEC, a HND, went through it, and that was at the start of wonderful things like computers, which when I started at college, it was 1989. Yeah, 1989. What were you doing in 1989? Sorry, that Judder is the dog. Yeah, what were you doing in 1989? Me? I was at college. I remember one of the times when I was at college, actually. I went to the student union bar, and this is quite amusing because it brings me back to a video I saw on TikTok, or it was YouTube Shorts, it might have been, about a certain drink that when I was growing up was popular, which was Guinness and blackcurrant. It was like lager and lime and things like that, and people just nowadays don't think of it. But when I was drinking, because I don't drink anymore, I am on too many different medications to be able to drink. Yeah, that's the world's smallest violin playing for me. But yeah, it's one of those that as far as I was concerned, it was a good drink. But this particular night, I was drinking Guinness and Black. I got myself absolutely wrecked. And I finished the night off on Pernod and Black. Oh, what I had the worst hangover the next day. But what they don't tell you when you're drinking Guinness and Black or Pernod and Black, it's not good. It's not good at all. When you go and worship and kneel before the toilet, what comes out is black. So yeah, so that wasn't good. Anywho, back to this autism test and the reason why I'm going through it. I've always been or felt to be a little different, I think a lot of people call it weird. I have a very low tolerance of people. I get wound up very, very easily. Now, people put it down to being a chef, but that didn't really wind me up. I was a wind-up merchant, but the being a chef bit, I wasn't a nasty, bad-tempered. Anybody who worked with me, if you're on here, anybody that works with me as a chef, please let me know, because I was never one of those that really lost my temper. I did when I was training and when I'd started, but you grow out of it, and that's just one of those things that doesn't happen. So yeah, so that was pretty much me as a chef. I was quite chilled out, and that's why I managed to move up as high as I possibly could, because I was never a commie. I was never a commie. I went in with the experience because I insisted while I was at college to continue training and to make sure that I got as much experience as I could. Yeah, some dodgy restaurants. If you know one place that you may know, Macro, I did my work placement there and got a job with them as a cook. So a cook is different from a chef, because a cook, basically anybody in a kitchen technically is a cook. However, if you are quite high up, as in a chef, literal translation means boss. See, getting the boss is coming round. Yeah. So chef, literal translation means the boss of the kitchen. So if you're going around France, you'll see lots of chefs and you think, oh, do they do food here? No, that's not the reason why. So yeah, I sort of went from CDP, chef de partie, right the way up to head chef, then finished off as executive chef, and then went through management, kitchen management, restaurant management, general management, that sort of thing. But I've always been quite good at learning where I don't have to write things down. I have an encyclopedic knowledge of random shite. You ask me what happened in a film that I might have only seen once, and I can give you the answer straight away. You ask me what happened on a certain date, and I will quite literally be able to tell you. You ask me what happened yesterday and I'll forget. That's down to the brain fog, that's down to the fibro. And I'm a big believer that fibromyalgia is a diagnosis of several different conditions, one of which could be linked to autism. Hence the reason why I'm having a video call tomorrow, which I will update you with tomorrow, hopefully. Which I'm having tomorrow at 9:30. It's a video call. Ooh, video star. Anywho, yeah, that's my life this week. We've got the as this is more a carers update, I have not spoken about caring a lot in this one, but I'm going to try and gabble and get some sort of a video out of this because, you know, I've got lots of things. I tell you what we did buy. I bought a robot vac because I'm finding it more and more difficult to move the Hoover around the flat. So I got one to just basically see what it was. I only got a cheap one. It was about 60 odd quid. So I decided, yeah, we'll get it and give it a go. My God, it's good. It's only done the front room, but this is the room that I find hardest to keep tidy because, you know, bless my mum, she loves to help, but she gets so, because she's got COPD. See, I'm down to one finger and a few bits, but because she got COPD, she gets so breathless, and she would love to be able to go in the kitchen and cook a cake or make a sandwich or do something silly like that, but unfortunately she can't do it. Can she not, May? No. See, Maisie wants to be star today. Yes, Maisie be star. Come on, Maisie's trying to be star. Mojo's looking over, quite jealous. Anywho, yeah. So if this gabbling on in general, because all I do, if I'm not posting silly things that I found on CapCut and all of that, all I'm going to do is gabble about this, and sometimes it's going to be funny, sometimes it's going to be absolutely hilarious, sometimes it's going to be a bit like this and a bit more factual, and we'll see what comes out in the edit when I actually do this. So yeah, at the moment I'm watching Phantom of the Opera live at the Royal Albert Hall. Yes, I'm a big musicals fan, and I like Lloyd Webber. Does that make me a false fan? Because I'm not. Love Cats. I love this cat, but I love Cats the musical. It's my second favourite musical. My first favourite musical is the first musical I ever went to see, and that's Barnum, with the legend that still is Michael Crawford. And if you've ever watched Some Mothers Do Have 'Em, realising that Michael Crawford does all his own stunts, let me tell you, yeah, he's amazing. But anyway, he was the originator of the role of the Phantom in Phantom of the Opera, which, and Barnum, nobody. We went to see it a couple of years ago at one particular, it was at the Lowry Centre. Stop it, he's banging his bum. Excuse me a second, Mojo. So yeah, we went to see it with Brian Connolly, and the worst thing is, because we had been so spoiled, he's just been shouted at. So he's gone out to tell us. That's why I had to stop the video, because he's just been shouted at. Because, yeah, and now he's gone out to tell the neighbours, my daddy shouted at me. So yeah. Anyway, see, my little angel, do you like her diamonds? Diamonds and pearls. She just got it caught round her elbow, so, yeah. Anywho, Barnum, Brian Connolly, not, because I'd been spoilt with the 1982 version, yes, it was that long ago, it wasn't good. Michael Crawford, when he did all his own stunts on stage. He was never off the stage for more than about a minute, right through the performance, from when the performance started to when the performance ended. He was fabulous. But let me know, what's your favourite musical? What are you into? What sort of things do you like? I like Wicked. Love Wicked. Love quite upbeat musicals, things like Hairspray. I've never seen Hairspray live. I've seen Hairspray live, but I've never seen Hairspray in a theatre. That's something that I'd like to do. Cats, as I said, I'd love to see Starlight Express. Yeah, I'm pretty much Lloyd Webber. Joseph is amazing. So yeah, that's enough about me. Anyway, I've gabbled on for enough time now, and I will see you all in the next video. Say bye-bye, Memo. Hang on, say bye-bye. Hey, going, bye-bye. Mojo, do you want to come and say goodbye? Come here. Kisses. No, Mojo, come on. Come on. Doesn't want to come and say hello to you today. He being boring. See you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.